Hello guys, thank you very much for tuning in. If it's your first time here, my name is Ianbest and I talk a lot about cars. So be free to subscribe, share and leave your comment down below. So today's topic is very simple. Do you really need an SUV? I believe not. You don't need an SUV and I can prove it. So let's start with the basics. So what is an SUV? Google defines SUVs as sport utility vehicles that are popular for their elevated driving position, versatile cargo space, and often all-wheel drive capabilities. Before we go even deeper here, I have some stats that are very crazy. The 2026 Cadillac Escalade IQL is an electric SUV. Yeah, it is currently the largest and the longest SUV ever built on the planet. Get this, it's not just in America, in the world, the longest, the largest ever built production car in the world. Yeah, believe it or not, it is 5.8 meters long. 5.8 meters long. I think that is about 228 inches long, I guess. I'm from a country that uses metric, so Americans in the video can maybe correct me if I'm wrong. So I don't know how else to emphasize this, but a whole living room long, that is how long that vehicle is. 6 meters is what I designed as an architect for most of my small house living rooms. 6 meters is enormous for a car. And I mean, why do you need a 6 meter long vehicle? What are you doing with that? That's a boat. Yeah, you're basically driving a house on the road with this thing. A house. And it gets worse. Yeah, get this, the Cadillac Escalade IQL is not only 6 meters long, or rather 5.8, but 200 millimeters is really small. But it also tips the scales at a staggering 9350 pounds. Yeah, or about 4300 kilograms. That is cab weight. Yeah, and if you fully pack it up with people, fully loaded with passengers and cargo, its gross vehicle weight rating, the GVWR, hits nearly 4,800 kilograms or 10,000 pounds, 10,500 pounds to be specific. Yeah. This monstrosity of a moving hazard stands 78.5 inches tall. That's 2 meters tall. For context, that is the freaking height of your house, of your door. The door at your house is at least 2 meters tall. For Christ's sake, 2 meters tall for an SUV. I bet you cannot touch the top of it. You cannot touch the top of that SUV. So if something was to get stuck up there, you may have to climb on top of the vehicle to remove it. Now, let's talk about the width. I'm telling you, this is a monstrosity of a vehicle. 94.1 inches wide. 94 inches wide. That's 2.4 meters wide. Yeah, for context, a normal road is 6 meters wide, 3 meters for each lane. So you having a 2.4 meter wide vehicle means you're only left with 0.6 meters for mistakes. Yeah? Yes. So in a normal two-way road, you are short of swallowing up the entire lane. And if you make the mistake of veering off the road for a second, of being distracted just to the oncoming lane, you will most definitely scoop a few innocent Toyota Camry drivers on the oncoming lane at best. This is nothing short of a goddamn house, to be honest. Why do you need such a car? Why? For what purpose? What could you possibly be carrying with such a behemoth of a vehicle that you cannot quite literally use any other vehicle. 6 meters. Why? What can it do that, a normal vehicle cannot do? Why do you need 6 meters long SUV? Why do you need a 2.4 meter wide SUV? Why do you need an SUV that is 2 meters tall? What is it that you're doing with it? It makes no sense. These vehicles are getting out of hand. Yeah? They're getting out of hand. You can literally drive a Toyota RAV4 that will probably perform the same exact thing that this vehicle is going to do. To just be honest, the vehicles have just gotten ridiculously large. To be honest, let's get real. Let's get real. They are getting out of hand. We have to address this issue. Yeah? And then, there's more. The battery pack alone outweighs a Mazda Miata. Yeah? A Wool sports car. You can imagine that. For a battery. Oh, did I mention that this caddy gallops from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour or 0 to 60 miles per hour in imperial terms? In a mind-bending 5.3 seconds. 5.3 seconds, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. Why? At 10,000 pounds, 5.3 seconds. Why? Are you kidding me? You literally can't see a 5-year-old standing in front of the hood of this vehicle. And it moves at 5.3 seconds to 100 kilometers per hour. If by any chance or by any mistake a child is standing in front of this car the moment you're inside it and you are not paying attention, you are 100% going to run over that child. You really don't need such a big SUV. It makes zero sense. I've not researched this, but I think you cannot sell this vehicle in most parts of Europe, if not all of it, because the weight alone surpasses a normal car. I think a normal car is like 5,000 pounds. This is twice the amount. I think that should be probably in the category of a small truck or maybe a medium-sized truck. 10,000 pounds is a lot. Yeah? So I'm African, so I may not know 100% of how Europe operates. So it's just concerning. I came across this vehicle and I was shocked beyond comprehension. Yeah? Anyway, you think the size is the issue? You really think the size is the issue? Try parking this in a normal sized parking lot. You will have headaches, blinding headaches, trying to find a space to park this aeroplane. Yeah? And the top 7 of the top 10 largest SUVs of all time. Actually, not of all time, but top 10 largest SUVs currently. 7 out of 10 are all American, mostly from Cadillac, Ford, and GMC. Yeah, so it's no surprise they keep pushing the limits of what's possible with the sizes of these things. At the price point these SUVs are offered, it's enough to get you a good-sized house in a nice neighborhood in America. I mean, I am based in Africa, and $177,000 can equally get me a really nice house in a very nice, attractive estate near the CBD, the primest place known to man in this country. I'm Kenyan, so yeah, it's not a joke. That is a lot of money for a vehicle. It's a lot of money. Manufacturers have marketed the SUV as the better choice to the sedan, but it's all a gimmick. SUVs are way worse at probably everything than a normal car. Yeah, I mean, it has a worse fuel economy, worse value hold, and also a worse efficiency at almost most things. Yeah, most SUVs are only so slightly better in cargo space than a normal sedan. Yeah, most people choose an SUV over small. You can live without things that people tend to justify. I don't believe that. Yeah. An elevated seating position being the top reason, closely followed by safety in case of an accident, and also command on the road, something that sounds, more like an ego issue than an actual reason, to own one of these monstrous things. Surely any other car can do these things. Yeah, 95% of SUV owners use them for normal things that normal people on normal sedans do. This data sheet from Canada tells a story of how underutilized an SUV is in comparison to its intended purpose. Look at it. A good example is the Mercedes G-Wagon. Yeah, G550, G63 and all that. These are cars you see everywhere in urban areas, in America, in Singapore, in China, in the United Kingdom, and even rich people in Africa do nothing with it outside of it being just a statement of, oh, look how rich I am. I am, in a bigger car than you. I am better than you. It's nothing. It's just an ego problem. Yeah. So I hereby ask you, truly, other than seeing soccer moms driving these large truck level weight monstrosities to their sons' football matches, who would flatten you on the road just because, she got distracted that her eyeshadow was slightly off at an angle while looking at the rearview mirror? Is it really necessary to have an SUV? Is it? Do you really, 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 really need an SUV over any other car? Do you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I've been your host, Ianbest, and make sure to subscribe, share this video with your friends, family, and anyone else. And also leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this video. And do you really need an SUV? I'd love to hear from you. See ya.